So I found the question regarding coffee in Seoul quite interesting. I wonder why people drink coffee. I don't think it comes from the same reasons as people in the US drink coffee, for example. And actually, I have to say that I'm not fully sure about that, and I think this is a question worth exploring. And so, a little background. Um, why did I choose to focus on this LBA? So coffee has been something significant in my life. I would drink it and consume it since high school, um, and then it will help me stay up during my military service. And as you can see, it helps to connect with other friends, Minerva people as well. And my preferred coffee is Turkish coffee. That helps when traveling. It's like something that helps you interact with other people and make it. It's super cool, and people like to try different tastes. But in Seoul, it's quite different. So I just wondered, what does it tell us about society if people choose to consume it, but it's not really rooted in uh, their culture? Then what does it mean? And those assumptions that I'm making, whether they're even true or not. And so, um, fun fact: the coffee was introduced first to uh, King Gojong of Korea, which is uh, one of the kings that belong to that traditional dynasty that's been symbolically governing Korea for a couple of centuries. And I found it super interesting. By the way, it's this guy. And I find it super interesting that it says in Wikipedia that it became from the West and resembled Asian herbal medicine that only the rich could afford. It was consumed as a symbol of westernization and modernization. Um, so I find it a bit weird. I wonder if it's still the same today. Um, Firstly, it was the dabang, the coffee houses. It was much like in Europe, where people would go for rendezvous and to have like philosophical discussions, and they would serve soda and tea mostly. Um, and then in 1999, when Starbucks came, things changed, and actually it started even a bit earlier. But nowadays, the consumption is crazy. So there's more per capita consumption than in Seattle or SF, and the number of coffee houses increased tenfold in 2014 and is still increasing. Um, so what did I realize and what I found out? I went out and I talked to a friend who owns a coffee shop. It's a coffee shop that I really like. It's more a family based one, and I wonder regarding the, the sort of battle between those little coffee shops and the chains, and what the Solids think about that. And here's what I found out. So, just like in other places, we have those little coffee shops, as you can see. They try to make it like more signature, more specialized. The second thing that I found is that they are not as big of fans as caffeine as in the West. So, Starbucks, for example, that have um, like uh, stuff that are more like tailor made for the taste here. So talking about like decaf tea, decaf cappuccino, and so on. So it's a different menu than other Starbucks, and many people use it as a library, which is quite interesting. I think more so than in places like the States. So that's interesting because originally it was not meant to be sort of a new public library, but it seems like it is merged into this. So that's all. Hope you enjoy it.